Hello again and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Regina. Today we are diving into the story of Gomer in the Woman Thou Art Loosed edition of the Holy Bible written by T.D. Jakes. So we started a series on the leading woman. Now we are looking at the leading woman, Gomer. She had been around, and finally had arrived. No one would believe how far she had traveled to become a respectable woman. Respectable indeed. Who would ever suspect that this woman, who was now a wife and mother, had once been a mistress of the night? Only the Lord knew how far she had come. The Bible doesn't tell us what led to her indiscretions, for she was already in the sewer of sexual promiscuity when she stepped onto the pages of the text. Even God called her a harlot. This was no wild rumor bandied about by bored housewives who had nothing better to do. The Almighty Himself had labeled her. Amazing, isn't it, that God can know you are a loose woman and still offer a candle to light your way from the darkness of the night into the brightness of the light. So this woman had begun her long, tempestuous journey. Her movement from midnight to daylight. She moved with the slow and hesitant pace of a bride approaching her groom. Destiny was waiting for her, since none of us are where we are without leaving where we were. She started the steps that were necessary for real transformation. And what a long flight of steps. She left her ankle bracelets, her tingling bells, and her artifacts of prostitution along the way. She was snatched out of the arms of men who bought her like a piece of meat into the arms of a redeemer who procured her like a diamond in the rough. How difficult it must have been for a woman who had been passed around to believe that someone could find her valuable and attractive. People have a way of defining who we are by what we do. When God called her a harlot, he was speaking of her profession, but when he addresses her personality, he calls her Gomer, the beloved. What a contradiction. Still, it lets us know that God calls those things that are not as though they are, because He has the power to bring them into being. Just about the time Gomer got to the top step and Hosea made her his wife, she reverted to her previous lifestyle. She slips out of her marital bed and slides into the night. She finds herself right back in the old rut, wondering if she will ever be free of the mess she's in. Now, the scriptures are quite candid about Gomer's sin. She made mistakes, ruined opportunities, embarrassed herself, disgraced her children, and disappointed her husband. But he still wanted her. He even searched the streets looking for the wife who kept running away. He was his wife even when she didn't act like it. She was the mother of his children and perhaps some other else's children, but he wanted her. She had been molested and mauled by other men, but he still wanted her. So Hosea, whose name means salvation, kept calling her Gomer, my beloved. Other men might have seen her on the slave table, abused and battered, tattered and torn, her belly stretched from bearing children. She was no longer the glamour queen she had once been. They may have laughed and turned away, but to Hosea she was as lovely as a breeze singing from a mountain stream. And standing afar off with tears in his eyes, he looked past the disheveled hair and bruised skin, the lacerated flesh, the portly body, and the and he loved her. He could have said, "That woman has hurt me, humiliated me, failed me, even backslidden." He could have left her there on the auction block. Instead, he said, "I want her." He emptied his pocket to redeem her. "Here," he said, "I will pay the price to buy her back." Now, perhaps you have been around the blocks a few times and made some mistakes and blown some chances, and the enemy has said to you that you are beyond repair. But God keeps calling you by your name and not your shame. Listen to Him. You must hear God call you by your name until you are so filled with whose you are that you forget what you have done. He is saying, "Beloved, I want you. I have already paid the price to buy you back. Come home." Yeah, so this story of Hosea is one that really gets me anytime. Such a redeeming love. This is such redeeming love. I hope you're able to pick up something from this these pages that we have read, and apply it to your own life, and understand that God has redeeming love for you and He will come back for you anytime. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, and click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. Bye bye, and have a nice day.